Hi everyone, it's Heather here at Creative Faith Art Studio, and this is my entry for day 7 and my December daily. So I'm going to do this a little differently today, which is something I don't really know what I'm doing, so you're going to have to bear with me. I was going to treat this layout as more of an art journal page, so I'm going to do a little painting and, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do. But I did take my insert out of my cover, so I don't get anything on that. And I'm just going to put some paper, here, some scrap paper, so I don't get anything on the pages behind these pages. I just want to work on these. Hopefully that won't get garbled up either. There. Maybe I should pin that or something. So I was just hoping to try something a little different. I kind of consider this whole junk journaling process an art journal, but I don't think technically that's what it is. So, but here are the things I've gathered. So I have some gold metallic acrylic paint, and I also got this dark green here. I have a doily that is damaged from when I tea stained it. I got damaged, so I thought I could use that in some way in the background. I have this fabric that I used for another junk journal, and I'm actually think I'm going to use it backwards so it has a little more texture on it. I would like to, if I would have known I was going to do this, I would have sewn it in, but it's hard to sew stuff in after the fact, so we're just going to go with it this way. I'm going to glue that down. And then I had some scraps from some sticker. This is label paper, so it's sticky on one side, and I just hand lettered thankful and grateful on these two things, so I'm going to cut those out and probably distress those and use those somehow maybe. And then I also have this card that I made that I really like, and I think I'm going to actually make that into a pocket, possibly, and then leave this inside open to journal on. Or I might make it into a pocket just like this and then put a tag in it to journal on. Don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. The thing I do like about art journaling, again, it's not something I'm super comfortable with because I don't do it very often, but I do like that if you don't like something, you just layer over it. So it's kind of like, have no fear, you can put another layer of paint on it. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to speed up the video now so you don't have to listen to me talk, but I will, yeah, I'll hope you enjoy it. Let me know. So the first thing you do is get a layer of gesso on the page, and I don't cover the whole page. I just put it in a few spots to give it the paper a little extra reinforcement before I add some paint to it. And then I put a little bit of green gesso, or I'm sorry, green acrylic paint, and I wipe some of that off. And then I put a little red and a little orange on because I want to use that fabric, and it's kind of like this. It's kind of a light burgundy color, and so I thought the orange, a little bit of orange would be nice. And then I wipe off some of the paint just to lighten it up, especially over where baby Jesus is on the piece of paper. And now I add the doily. So I just kind of glue that down, try to tuck it into the seam, and then I take the baby wipe that I used to wipe off the paint off the page, and I use it to add a little color to the doily so it blends in better. And I try to use a little bit of the leftover paint that's on the brush as well and put that on. So and then I covered the all the pages with that matte varnish, just to kind of seal some of the paint in and to again reinforce the paper because it really is thin, and I just want to make sure that it has a little more strength to it. I take a little bit of that, it's a pattern from a sewing pattern, and I put that down onto the page and varnish it on as well because there's a soft spot on the paper where I glued that big card on the other side. So now I have made a pocket out of that little card that I made, and then I distress it with some Tim Holtz Distress ink to just age it a little bit. I mean, I liked it the way it was, but it just adds something a little bit extra, another layer or dimension to the card. And then once that's done, I glue on that piece of fabric down one side. And I really like that. I had a different idea when I did it, but the way it turned out, I'm really happy with. So yeah, I just add a little extra glue on the front side and glue that down so it has a little fringe on it. I think it's very cute. So, and now this is dry, and I take some gold embossing powder, and it's a different kind of embossing powder. It's not a heat embossing powder. So I honestly don't know what you're supposed to use it for, but it seems to work pretty well when you rub it onto surfaces. So I don't know. I've got a whole bunch of them. I think the package came with like 12 of them, and so anyway. So then I decide to hinge the card in. I debate whether or not to do this for a long time, and I decided to go ahead and hinge the card in with tape. And I use that extra wide washi tape. Wish I had some with gold on it. I don't, so that's okay though. So get that done on both sides, and I tear off that little piece and just tuck it in the corner. And then I go ahead and start to, I was thinking about using that other tag, but I didn't really care for it there, so I start to go ahead and do a little bit of journaling actually. So that the Lord is thy keeper is the beginning of Psalm 121, verse 5. And so I go ahead and draw like a tree, because the second part of the verse is, well, I'll write it here. You'll see it, but I just thought I'd kind of continue on with that verse and give it, add something more to the page. And I love those Sharpie, this is the oil-based marker, and I love them. They have a cool look to them. Okay, so I start to write with a navy blue pen and realize the page isn't quite dry, so I have to use a piece of paper. And that does kind of stick to it, so I should have waited a little longer to let that paint dry, or that ink pen dry. But I just want to add a little more of that navy blue throughout it. I think I kind of like the way that looks, where the dark pen line lays over the gold and it doesn't quite line up just exact, so I like the way that looks. So I draw on my tree. I end up going back in with it and adding more dimension to it after the paint's more a little drier. Um, it just seems like the navy blue pen is having a hard time adhering to that gold paint. So, and it seems to go a little bit better after it's dried for a while. So once I get that kind of where I want it to, I go ahead and add the date in the upper left-hand corner for the 7th of December. And I have to do a little bit differently because I wanted it to show with the all in the full date with the card sitting as it was or as it is now. So, and I know I did it differently on the other pages, but I wanted to make sure the whole date showed. So, and that's kind of it. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do for today. For December 7th, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I like the way the varnish feels on this page. That's a pretty lightweight paper, and so is that copy paper. And then I like the way the clip will kind of reinforce this page because it's got a lot of stuff on it, and that's just copy paper, so that's not really that sturdy. But I've got that little pocket here, and then I've got plenty of room to journal. So this I'll probably have to put something else on, like a journal card or something. But yeah, I got two nice pages I can journal on. So so yeah, that makes me happy. It's a nice. I like the way the that art journal idea. I'm a little bummed out that I covered up that doily because I liked the way that gold powder looked on that, but whatever. I still like it. So so yeah, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts and how it turned out, or if you had any tips, because again, this art journal thing is really a new thing for me. So yeah, let me know. All right, I appreciate you watching again. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.